Hey, what is going on, everybody? What is up? Welcome to Real Time with Prince Blue. Um, I don't know, y'all. Let's just get into the show because I've been ready. Everything's been festering. Um, let's just talk about it. Remember when social media used to be fun? Somewhere along the way, it became exhausting. Everybody's an expert, everybody's offended, everybody's healing publicly, but somehow still angry. And the wild part is, most of this doesn't even exist in real life. So tonight, I want to talk about why social media is so annoying now, how we got here, and more importantly, how to fix it without arguing with strangers or turning your life into a comment section. This isn't an attack, it's an observation. And I'm telling you, we all are going to learn something after this episode. So, and if it's something in this episode that you don't like or it sounds a little too familiar, if the shoe fits, well, you know what you got to do. You got to put that you know what on and wear it outside the house. All that and more on Real Time with Prince Blue.
Prince Blue. Real time, Prince Blue. Talk that, coach, talk that, coach, talking entertainment too. Look, we are not the same as you. Look, we don't need a thing, just you. Just making sure the gang come through.
What's up, everybody? What is going on? First of all, let's start it off with make sure you are liking and subscribing and following the channel. Make sure you share this. Make sure you just support the channel. I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me in these past, when was the pandemic? 21, 22, 4 or 5 years since Real Time Prince Blue has existed. We are on episode 143. Most people don't make it to 2 episodes. I am proud to say I'm on episode 143. So, and I wouldn't be here without you guys. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's start with our real time recap. All right. So what can we talk about? You already know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the good situation out in Minnesota where she was shot and killed in an incident with an ICE agent. And of course, it got everybody up in arms about it, brought out all the social media pundits, all the politicians, all the social media influencers, right, left, center, half right face, half left face, whatever it is, whatever part of the aisle you're on, it has bought you out and about. And it perfectly fits into what I'm going to talk about when it comes to social media. Remember social media when, I'm probably dating myself, but remember when you would put music to your MySpace page and you would just post little diary entries. Remember in the beginning of Facebook where you would just post pictures, you would just talk about your day and everything else? That is no more. And no better example than what happened this week when Renee Good was shot and killed in an incident with an ICE agent. And everybody has a platform. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an account. And y'all already know how I'm on what I'm about on this channel. You can never be wrong in an opinion, but you can be wrong in a fact. And everybody has an opinion on this. And I'm just going to have my opinion the same way I've always had it. Y'all already know my background. I'm retired police. And I don't have to explain myself when I know my record speaks for itself. When police have been wrong, I've spoke out on it. When police have been right, I've spoke out on it. So I'm not about to sit up here and say, well, y'all know that, I speak out on bad and all that. I'm not about to do all that. Because what I say is what I say. And this is my recap on what happened. 4 words. Why? Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 words. Why were you there? That's actually 4 words. Why were you there? Why were you there? And I get that because when I was small and something would happen, that was one of the first questions my mom and dad would ask me. Why were you there? If somebody was stealing or doing something and you became a part of it, why were you there? Because actions have consequences. Why were you there, Miss Good? Why were you interacting? Why were you interfering with federal law enforcement business? Why was your car sideways? Why were you blocking federal agents? Let me give you an example. If my next door neighbor, if I saw 6 police cars in front of my next door neighbor's house and they were about to breach the door, I get my happy ass up. I walk outside and I stand in front of the door where the officers are about to breach. We get into something, I'm hurt, or worse, I die. Anything along those lines. You know what people will want to know? Why were you there? Why were you there? Y'all have to understand we are in the FAFO era. You know what that means. Around and you find out. We are past play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Because it's still a game when you use that analogy. This is not a game. When you have federal officers who lives are being threatened, who are being assaulted, who are being killed, whose families are being doxxed or being put at risk, and you are out here blocking police officers from doing their job, what do you think is going to happen? You can jump on a bandwagon, you could defend, you could do all the GoFundMe's for her all you want. The bottom line is she had no business being there. And then all of a sudden we got crash reconstruction experts, we got people who can time distance, and we got law enforcement analysts and experts who's sending tweets to me, who's sending policies and procedures to me and everything else. But what you are failing to understand or know is the human aspect, the human element of that. Let me also break it down to you this way. When you are a law enforcement officer, when you are doing your job, and then you have people trying to stop you from doing your job, you have people, you don't know what's going on. You don't know if it's an ambush. Why am I being blocked in? Is this an ambush? Is somebody going to come out of nowhere and start firing away? It has happened. These are the things you don't know. These are the things you don't understand. It's easy for you to tweet, to post, to play a video with all and put a gaslight and put a battery in the back of all your followers. That is so easy. I have done it. I have had a gun pointed at me. I have had a knife going towards me. I have had to fight people on duty. I almost lost my life getting hit by a drunk driver on duty. So forgive me if I'm a little emotional about it. Forgive me if I don't have any sympathy for people that are messing with law enforcement officers while they're doing their duty and then they're no longer here. Forgive me. Because me, as a father of three and as a husband and as an uncle, a brother, a friend to people, I will never put myself in that situation. And what social media has allowed people to do is to be loud and wrong. Y'all are in the position to where everything that police do is bad. And that's why you don't get any traction. Yes, you get traction from the same people that's going to believe that the police officers or the law enforcement officers are wrong in every situation. You have those people. You are not getting anybody with common sense to go down that road with you. You're just not. And to the people that says he should have jumped out of the way, he never should have been in front of the car, this, that, and the third, you do it. I tell this story all the time. At my old department, when the taser thing was all the craze and everything about how to transition from using force, things like that, they had the media come down. They had the media to do the training that police officers did, and they failed miserably. They was shooting people when they wasn't supposed to shoot people. They was tasing people when they wasn't supposed to tase people. She is not here anymore because of her actions. And people who want to know, why don't you say this? Why don't you say that? Why don't you post this? Why did you post that? Because I said it and I meant it on the first episode outside of New Year's, part of my New Year's Eve resolutions. I am not arguing with strangers anymore. I am not using social media as a platform to be loud, to be wrong, to just spread more misinformation. I'm just not doing it. If you notice throughout this whole real time recap, I have not read you anything from the reports. I have not read you anything from any media outlet that I have received. I'm telling you my opinion for what I've seen from my own eyes and my living experience. And again, we have a problem. Tell me, when is credibility and when do credentials matter? Y'all pick and choose when it matters. I'm sitting in front of you, a whole retired police officer. I'm also sitting in front of you as a person that has studied it through academia. I have a whole doctorate degree. I've been in shootings. I've been injured. So when does credentials matter? When do they matter? Only when it fits your narrative, correct? I'm sitting here and telling you it is going to be justified. And I will leave you with this. If the police are corrupt, if law enforcement corrupt, if the government is corrupt, your words, why would you leave your life in the same hands of that organization that you say is corrupt? Because now, guess who is here to tell their story and to find out that what they did, that their actions are justified? That ICE agent. Dead men, or in this case, dead women tell no tales. I'd rather be here to tell my story. Now she's not here. Now it's in everybody else's hands to tell a story, to use her, to prop her up, to use her as a pawn. All because she did not stay at home and mind her damn business. And I'll repeat it again. If I was to do that if my neighbor was being raided or having a warrant served and I stood in front of the door while officers were about to conduct official police business, I deserve everything that I get after that point. Y'all know me by now. I'm all about accountability. I'm not in the excuse business. Never have, never will be. Why were you there, Blue? Why were you there, Prince? Well, I didn't think it was fair that my neighbors was about to get their door kicked in, so I decided to stand up for them. Okay, well, guess what? You violated law because you're hindering official police business. And then when they told you to move, you did not move, so that's obstruction. They had to put hands on you. And guess what? If you flail, you hit, you strike, that's assault. It's just adding up. And guess what? Law enforcement officers, all they have to do is articulate their actions. Once they articulate, then it's up for not only the department, but in some cases the law to decide if it was justified or not. All actions have consequences. I'm sorry, whether they're good or bad, they have consequences. And for her, she paid the ultimate price. Hers was the ultimate consequence. She is no longer here. Why? Because she could not mind her damn business. Drink water, mind your business. Those are the keys to life. Those are the keys to life. And if you keep running behind these social media influencers who are getting paid to spread misinformation or being paid to gaslight, you know what? I'm going to take it a step further. You know why that woman is no longer here? Because I guarantee you, if you was to go through her social media, it is filled with people telling her and others to disrespect, hinder, and in a lot of cases, you've seen it, assault law enforcement officers. Keep following behind these social media influencers. The funeral homes are going to be packed. They're going to be busy. And guess what? Life is going to move on. Y'all going to be outraged for a couple of weeks. This woman she won't even be a footnote in the history of America. I promise you she won't. I can guarantee you. You know the whole adage, what are y'all mad about today? I give you till, what's today? Matter of fact, at 7:30, everybody's going to be watching college football. They're going to be watching the Fiesta Bowl. She won't come up. And I meant that. Now it's time for I said what I said.
I said what I said.
You know what burns me more than anything on social media? When people when people say something they quote unquote think is controversial, or they know that what they're doing is engagement farming or rage bait, and they either lock their comments or they delete any negative comments, that burns me. Because my thing is this: if you could post something, if you could be loud on social media, live with the comments. And don't give me that I'm trying to protect my mental energy. I'm trying to protect my peace. If you're trying to protect your peace, you wouldn't have posted something that you knew was going to get negative. First of all, let's just operate under the assumption that anything you post on social media is going to bring out trolls. I don't care if it's positive. I don't care if you post, "Hey, I'm in Turks and Caicos living my best life." Somebody's going to have something negative to say. If we was to operate under that, things would be so much better. And I say that because no other perfect example other than what I'm about to show you what I'm about to show you right now. Cuz these are the same people that they get online, they post something, and then they look at people like they're absolutely crazy. They look at people like, "Well, I don't understand why you posting this, why are you posting that? What was I supposed to do? What happened?" All this other stuff. And then we're trying to figure out what else is it that we're supposed to do when you're posting stuff like this. Let me show you why people were really upset. Right there. AJ, cover your face. Cover your eyes, AJ. What you're seeing is she's wearing see-through leggings with thongs. Now let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. As somebody that's in the gym now as much as I've ever been, this whole gym culture and the way women show up at the gym, it's nothing but attention seeking. And I don't care what size you are. If you're in the gym with see-through leggings, what did you expect? Oh, just to let you know, she deleted any negative comments. All the comments were positive under her post. You expect me to believe that all the comments that she got under her post was positive? Absolutely not. Social media is not the place for you to filter out to think that you're going to get everybody on your side. Ma'am, you are a whole fridge. And let's just be honest. You know how people be like, you fat shaming, you do this, you do that. It's just the way of life. If you are big, if you are obese, if you are sloppy looking, the jokes are going to fly. People are going to have jokes. You're looking at them. People still have jokes, and I've lost over 100 pounds. I'm the lightest I've been since the military in 2004. I'm 197 pounds. I went from 305 pounds to 197 pounds. And people still have jokes on me. So you think you could get your gelatinous ass up on that screen with see-through leggings and think that nobody's going to have jokes? I'm all for getting better in the gym. But this attention seeking era is annoying. Go in the gym. I post gym stuff, but I post gym stuff for me like lifting. And sometimes I barely want to do that, but I honestly it helps me stay focused because I just posted a deadlift video and I had so many people saying, "Hey, Blue, do this, do that, fix your back, sink down more, get your butt down more." Pause. It helps. You can't tell me that you showing up, the first thing people see is a full moon, all that ass in a face, and then you go do the worst upright rows I've ever seen on a Smith machine. You can't tell me that you think that you was going to get positive comments. AJ, you're correct. You try to create your own reality. And your realities is flawed and is delusional. I can't stand when people close their comments. Y'all don't understand. It really I'm trying to figure out what's worse. If you turn the comments off or if you limit your comments or if you delete any negative comments. I'm trying to figure out which one is worse. I actually think that deleting comments is worse because you know how much energy that takes. You literally have to find all the bad comments and delete them. Versus if you just turn the comments off, you don't have to worry about it. If you limit the comments, you definitely don't have to worry about the negative comments coming through. But if you leave the comments on, then go through to delete anything negative, I think that's worse. Again, if you're in the gym improving yourself, do your thing. Like, get that bag. Do it. But that's a prime example of what's wrong with social media and gym culture. I just can't believe you showed your Mama Duke ass in the gym like that and thinks that you weren't going to get any negative comments. And to the people, again, to the people that be gaslighting that, to the people that encourage that BS, every time when you go to their account, you can see why they do it. Private account. That's another one I can't stand. You can't talk about anybody and they click on your profile and your account is private. What are you hiding? What do you look like? What do you look like from the neck down? Face Beyonce and body like Precious. That's why every shot of you is a headshot. You can't talk about people that have a private account. Nah. All right, let's get into cap check.
The lies.
There you
The
go.
lies.
This bitch.
The
I'm
lies.
telling you. Trifling.
All right, let's talk about healing. And I mean this. I really do mean this. You cannot heal properly on social media. And what I mean by that, to the people that literally get in their car or in their house, turn on a phone and start crying, you're doing it the wrong way. Nobody is going to heal you on social media. You know what does heal you? Therapy, professional help, people who are trained and paid to see if you have any type of mental disorder, if you have any type of trauma, any undue trauma that needs to be fixed. New year, new me. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. Thanks everybody for the well wishes. Um, I'm poor. Can somebody get me gas for the night? This is that. No.
You cannot heal on social media. Yes, somebody's going to help you. Get off of social media. I can't stand when people be like, first of all, when you announce your departure, it pisses me off. But then when you come back within like 24 to 72 hours, like how much healing is done within 72 hours? How much? All right, everybody. I don't like what's going on social media. I'm just going. I'm out of here. If anybody needs me, you know, you got to. First of all, your real people have your number. Like me, for instance, I I was off of X for I think like a week and some change or something like that. I didn't announce it. I just stopped going on X. And then people that wanted to know what was going on, they text me. Or they reached out on other social media platforms. Like, like it's a joke now. Like, put down social media. Like, you can do it. It's okay. Social life will go on. Some of you wake up and the first thing you do is get on social media. You don't wash your ass. You don't wash your face. You don't brush your teeth. You don't check on your kids. You don't check to see if your wife is breathing. You don't check to see if your husband is breathing. You already creating content. You already scrolling. Like, damn, thank the Lord. Pray. Thank God for another day. Make sure your legs work. Put your legs off the bed. Make sure you ain't slept so damn good you actually dead. Like seriously. Like get it together. Like social I promise you social media you will be okay. What did we do before social media? We called each other. We went over each other's house. We went out, we got fresh air. We watched TV. You cannot heal on social media. Now, if you're like in a community, like say, for example, like if you're in a weight loss community, if you're on a fitness journey, if you're coming through cancer, addiction, things of that nature, yes, that's where social media does its best because you can find a whole bunch of like individuals and you can give each other updates and you can cheer each other on. You can give each other inspiration. I'm good with that. What I'm talking about is the people like, oh man, like I went to the store today and this person did this person did that. Or when you take out your phone and you're recording, you getting pulled over by the police, you're going live that you got pulled over by the police, you're going live arguing with your spouse, you're going live cursing out your kids, you're going live beating your kids, you're going live shaving your kids' heads. Like everything is not for social media consumption. And then when HR is telling you to come see them, then you're on social media saying I got fired for this video. Was I wrong? And you got people in the video underneath the video saying, "Yeah, girl, you was wrong. Yeah, dude, like you was wrong." Get off of social media and heal. I promise you, you'll be okay. Social media will keep going on. And when you come back, it'll be the same stuff. Nothing will change. I promise you, it'll be the same. Only thing that may change is the algorithm. But social media is gonna be the same. You're gonna have the same people. Log off, mute, touch grass, move on. That's what you gotta do. All right, now it's time for Page of Dr. Blue.
Paige and Dr. Blue.
Now let's move on to this. The cure for COD, chronic online disorder. These are the symptoms: arguing with strangers before noon, writing essays in comment sections, being offended by everything, needing constant validation. Do you have all of these? 2 of these? 3 of these? 1 of these? Here are your prescriptions. Logging off. You can log off. You can mute freely. You can touch grass. Or you can move on. I've been there. Arguing with strangers before noon. Been there. Exhausting. And then before you know it, you're an hour in typing back and forth to a stranger, and life is passing you by. Stuff that you should have been doing is not getting done because you're all online arguing with strangers. Number 2, writing essays in comment sections. I knew I had a problem when I'm talking 2 paragraphs. Like, what? Why am I putting this much energy into somebody online? I could put 2 paragraphs towards schoolwork or something else. This is back when I was still in school. Nah, once I stopped doing that, I started locking in. And then another thing about it is, why am I giving away my thoughts outside of my show? If you want to know my opinion on something, you want to know my thoughts, I'm going to put it all out on my show. At least that will help. At least that's building towards my content and building towards my subscribers. Me arguing online does not get me new followers. It just doesn't. I get more followers and new subscribers off a viral video where I'm posting something else or talking about a silly cap cut or something. Arguing with Joe Crackhead 2567 on X does not get me more followers. It just does not. Being offended by everything. Now, I've never been there because I don't get offended by. There's very few things I get offended about. So I just have no need to wake up and be angry about everything. And when I see that social media is slanted to like right now, the whole Renee issue and thing, everybody's arguing about that on X. I'm backing off. I'll be on there when the Eagles play and stuff like that, and blah, blah, blah. But the day-to-day stuff, the scrolling, I'm good on that because I don't want to see that. I'm tired of listening to that, especially when people don't know what the hell they're talking about. And needing constant validation. I mean, let's all be honest. If you're posting something on social media, there's some level of validation that's going with that. So don't be out here front like, I don't be looking for validation. I don't be looking for, yeah, you do. Now, you may not be looking at it to the extent of, oh man, like if I don't get that validation, I'm irrelevant. Like me, I just post what I post. I get the likes and then it be over. Some people that's their revenue stream. So yes, they need that validation because that's their revenue, that's their content. Got it. But I'm talking about the people that's like everything needs everything. Got a new pair of socks, got a new shirt, got new sneakers. Got a new toy, got new this, new that, new this. I gotta post everything. Somebody on X posted their grades. But hold on, not their grades for like college or anything. It was like some type of, I don't know what it was. And it had arithmetic on there. Arithmetic. Math. I'm like, dog, like what is this? And then they made this whole post about, I built my platform from scratch. I'm running business like this. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And I'm getting good grades. My brother, I was looking for recess and gym on your report card. If you still get a report card, you're in school. You're in like elementary. Like once you become an adult, you don't get report cards. You get grades. But that's when validation backfires because everybody started flaming his ass when he posted his report card with math, arithmetic. He was like, "Oh man, I should have got an A in this class, but I ended up getting a B plus." My brother, it looked like if you just show up and not drool on yourself, you get an A. I'm just saying. See, you put stuff on social media, you get this. Never should have posted your damn report card. So that's what happens with validation. Validation sometimes validation can backfire. It don't hit the way you think it was going to hit. I don't know what else to tell you. If you need constant validation, you need to seek help. I post stuff from time to time. Like if I get some sneakers or I get a toy or something like that, or something that I'm really happy about, but it's not more about it. It's more I want to share my happiness. I'm pretty sure that nobody gives a damn that. Let me see. Like right now, if I show you Stormbreaker, it's probably people that's like, "What the hell? I don't give a shit." But this is Stormbreaker. Thor. This is Stormbreaker. I'm pretty sure people don't give a shit. I got a Money in the Bank briefcase. I got a Hulk Hogan collector set up there. I got Funko Pops out the yin yang. I got toys all over my room. Not everybody gives a shit. And I got to be prepared for that. If I post something, they're like, "Yo, I don't give a shit." I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm not going to delete their comments. I'm just going to be like, "Hey, it's not for them." Some of y'all be getting mad. Y'all be trying to dox and like, come on, stop that. All right. Now it's time for Ayo Pause.
Stick together. Pause. Knows he can have it. Pause. You see what I do when I got the rock. Pause.
Let me just put this in real quick.
This is Dan, by the way.
You know, the church has not been doing well in public relations lately. From Jamal Bryant to Bishop T.D. Jakes to now we got, I think, what's his name? Stephen Furtick, the owner, lead pastor of Elevation Church. I want you to listen to this sermon that he gave at his church. Take a listen.
I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm so excited. And I never did that before. For the record. For the record. For the record.
I'm going to play it again, y'all.
I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm so excited. And I never did that before. For the record. For the record. For the record. I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm so excited. And I never did that before. For the record. For the record. For the record.
Something tells me I don't believe him. It's something in the eyes that says I don't believe you. I can't compare how I'm feeling to snorting cocaine if I've never had it. How do you know how cocaine feels? How do you know how This is a pastor, y'all. This is a pastor of a multi-million-dollar church, a mega church. I feel like I just snorted cocaine. I'm so happy right now, but I've never done cocaine. For the record, for the record, for the record, I'm going to play it again.
I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm so excited. And I never did that before. For the record. For the record. For the record.
I want to say this right now. No, I want to play it one more time.
I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm so excited. And I never did that before. For the record. For the record. For the record.
I'm going to say this. I want to thank God and I want to thank the Lord for Crossroads Church and my religious mentor, my brother in Christ, Pastor Lowell, because I will never hear anything remotely close to what I just heard from Stephen Furtick. And this is why we need to take our religious leaders seriously, and we need to really take seriously what house we choose to worship in. We really, really need to understand what that position comes with when you are a pastor. It's like police officers. Yes, police officers are human. Yes, police officers make mistakes, but guess what? They are held in a high position. They are expected to not make those type of mistakes. Fair or unfair, this is the job in which they chose to do, and they are expected to be above reproach. It goes the same with pastors. It goes the same with religious leaders. I am looking to you for spiritual guidance. I am looking to you as a conduit of the word. I am looking to you as somebody who lives the word and speaks the word. And when you are talking about you feel so good, feel like you snorted cocaine, but you haven't, for the record. So in order for me to get the high in which you have right now on stage, I need to snort cocaine, for the record. I'm telling you, we got to really start holding these pastors' feet to the fire. Stop clapping like baby seals. If something don't sound right or if something goes. If some it was crooked. If something doesn't sound right or goes against your word, or goes against not your word, the word in the Bible, you question it. Ask questions. For the record. All right, now it's time for Dumbass of the Week. All right, so real quick, we need to stop worried about external validation from white people. We need to stop being consumed with who's getting what, who's being propped up by who, and start focusing on ourselves. And I'm going to give you the reason why I say that.
Dear black people, anytime you see white conservatives collectively championing any black person, realize that that black person has betrayed us.
I'm going to play it again. Listen to what he says.
Dear black people, anytime you see white conservatives collectively championing any black person, realize that that black person has betrayed us.
Dear black people, just know if you see any black person being championed by white conservatives, that black person has betrayed us. Who is us? And what is your idea of champion black people? Let me tell you something. And I know y'all don't want to hear this, but you're going to hear it. You know the reason why white people are so quick to champion or hold up black people, certain black people that don't play victim, is not doesn't mimic or doesn't enhance the stereotypes about the black community, or doesn't say, you know, all whitey bad, all whitey this, all whitey racist, all this. You know why they do that? Because they are tired. The same way that we are tired when you come across somebody that is really racist and thinks that all black people are the same and treats all black people the same. So when, oh, hold on. How about when black people see any white person with any type of seasoning? Brock Purdy did the Dougie, and people were saying he's invited to the cookout. Y'all remember the cookout invites? Any black person that shows any type of seasoning or shows any type of affiliation or attraction or like or not disdain for anything that's quote unquote urban or black culture, you guys champion them. Why aren't white people going around saying any white person that likes hip hop, any white person that's championed black people has betrayed us? Any white person that likes black people has betrayed us. Why is it that happening? You sat your grown, dusty self on in front of your auntie's white wall and said that you are being betrayed because white people wants to give props to a black person. You gotta pick and choose people. Isn't this what you wanted? Remember integration? Remember acceptance? Remember validation? Remember DEI? Remember all this stuff? This is what you wanted. You wanted to be in these circles. You wanted to be looked at as an equal. You wanted to be looked at as you are somebody that belongs on that playing field. And now it's a problem. Now you've betrayed people. Let me tell you something. I was literally just in a meeting this morning with people and every speaker that got up had a doctorate degree. 2 of them were black. And as I'm looking at them, I'm like, you know what? We doing the damn thing. We are in a room of 300 plus people, over half of them white. And I'm sitting up here with a whole doctorate degree talking to them, giving a presentation. Is it championing me because they hired me to do a job? Is that championing me? Let me tell you something. I'm never worried about how somebody perceives me or my credentials when I'm in a space that I've earned. When I'm teaching in front of my class, when I'm in a room full of other professionals and they are white, I'm never thinking, do I belong in this room? I know I belong in this room. I know I belong in that room. And I know when I open my mouth, they're going to know I belong in that room. And not from the point of I'm going to try to hit them over the head with credentials, stuff like that. They're just going to know. Real recognize real. Y'all want to talk about in this era of being an alpha and being all that? Real alphas don't have to do all that. I when I'm in a room, I know I belong in that room. When I'm in a room full of intellectual, when I'm in a room full of the smartest minds in criminal justice, I know I belong in that room. I know I belong in that room from an academic standpoint. I know I belong in that room from a practical standpoint. I know I belong in that room from a life standpoint. I'm not worried about people like this Joker. I don't care what you think. I care what my wife thinks. I care what my family thinks. I care what the people I work with think. And I care about what God thinks. The type of black people you are concerned with, I'm not concerned with them. You know why? Because they're in the room with me and they know how to act. I am so sick of this conversation. I will tell y'all, I will never apologize for my success. And I will never apologize if a person who happens to be white is impressed by me and wants to speak of my good virtues, no matter what the agenda is. Y'all got to stop living with ideologies. Start living with who you are as a person. I am Dr. Prince Blue, who happens to be a conservative. I am Dr. Prince Blue, who happens to be a registered Republican. I am Dr. Prince Blue, who happens to be a black man. I am Dr. Prince Blue, who happens to be a husband and a father. I never walk in a room and shake a hand and be like, how you doing? I'm a conservative. I never walk in the room and say, how you doing? I'm a Republican. I walk in the room and I say, how you doing? I'm Prince Blue. And then as we start talking, and then people may ask, hey, what do you do? Where you work? And that's when you do it. That's when you bring out the credentials. I lead with who I am first. That's how I'm able to maintain my friends. You think all my friends are conservatives? You think all my friends are Republicans? No. You think all my friends are black? No. Do you think we talk about politics and all that stuff? Some, but that's the part of knowing friendship. That's the part of being mature. You know what conversations to have and with who to have them with. Like you, sir, I will never have a conversation with you because you're already operating from a position of insecurity. You're already afraid because a white person doesn't think that I'm this awful person or doesn't think that I'm this. I don't know what you think this is. Clown behavior, man. Clown behavior. And these are the elders. Well, he probably not even an elder. He probably just look old because you know what? He doesn't drink water. He doesn't mind his damn business. Good luck on your small ass account, though, dear black people. That's the name of his account, Dear Black People. And all his videos are Dear Black People. Then he says something that he thinks is so profound, but it's really stupid. There you go. And on a lighter note, I want to end with this. Brothers, I need you to come to the front. Me, I just got a new haircut, and I want to know, is this absolutely true? Is this true right here? Let's take a listen.
If you think I'm playing with you, I'm not. When they finish cutting your hair, you bring your ass straight home.
Let me play it again.
If you think I'm playing with you, I'm not. When they finish cutting your hair, you bring your ass straight home.
Now, shout out to J Minnie. She did this. This is actually an old video, but it was played again on social media. It has caught a storm once again. Pretty much what people don't know is J Minnie was saying when she was telling her man, when you get your hair cut, you bring your ass straight home. I'm not playing with you. Because it's been this long thing in the community that when black men get their hair cut, they don't come straight home. All of a sudden, they got to run errands. They got to go to Target. They got to go to Walmart. They got to drive with the window down. You know, they got to be seen everywhere but home, because it's just something about a fresh haircut on a brother where you got to let people know, because nothing does anything more for a brother's confidence than a fresh haircut. I don't care who you are. When your hair cut, ladies, y'all do it when y'all hair is fresh. All of a sudden, you got to run errands. All of a sudden, you got to take a picture. I don't know how many times my wife has gotten her hair done, and Facebook has seen it before me. People like, tell Taika her hair is great. I love her hair. I'm like, what hair? It was on her stories. Tell her I love her nails. What nails? It was on her stories. So when a man get his hair cut, now he got to come right home. Nah, I got to go to Target. You know, I got to go to Walmart. You know, I got to walk through the mall. I got to see something real quick. And then that started up. Then men and women started arguing in the comment section. I'm like, why is everything got to be men versus women? Why is everything got to be an argument on social media? A fresh haircut, you always got to take a detour when you get a fresh haircut. Like, I got a fresh haircut today, and I went to go pick up my daughter from school, and then I had to go to the grocery store real quick. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I get home and my wife see my haircut, the first thing she say is, that beard look nice. Okay, haircut, come through. First of all, nobody bigs you up more than a black woman. I'm sorry. Like, come through, haircut, beard looking nice. I see the oil in there. Come through, bald head. Just okay. Somebody in the gym told me I look like Isaac Hayes. I was like, how old are you? Like, Isaac Hayes? He wrote Shaft. Like, what the hell? But anyway, I just wanted to play that. Thank you everybody for listening to Real Time with Prince Blue. I appreciate you. Remember, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. Make sure you continue to support the channel. If you have any videos or anything that you want me to break down on Real Time with Prince Blue, just keep sending them to my social media and I will do what I do. I appreciate y'all so much. And again, don't apologize for your success. Be blessed, be happy, ignore the negative stuff, and just do what you got to do. And with that being said, I am out. See y'all next Thursday, 7 p.m. I holla.
Come through. Real time. Real time. Real time. Real time. Real time. Real time. Prince Blue.